Hey everyone, this is Sonar Wave coming at you with another review, and tonight we're looking at the Warrior class, I think it's Battle for Cybertron Jetfire, although we actually were introduced to Jetfire in Season 2, part of the way through Season 2, and we discovered he and his rival Skybite were thought to have been killed after Skybite created a supernova. The two of them were thought to have died from that as a result, but no, apparently they'd still been carrying on the fight, the two of them, and ended up on Earth of all places. And Skybite went and attacked the Ark looking for Jetfire. Well, Jetfire's attacking the Nemesis, looking for Skybite, so that was quite entertaining, to say the least. We also learned that, like his G1 counterpart, he was friends with Starscream back in the day. But unlike Skyfire in G1, this Jetfire, this version of him, had not been friends with him for quite some time and had actually been a part of the war. He had seen it right through. He hadn't been frozen in ice or anything. He'd actually been a part of it, much like Armada Jetfire, who was Prime's second in command at the for Armada. I'm not sure who was his second in command for Cyberverse. It's never actually stated who Prime's second is. We do see Prowl, and we actually get to see him being more of a tactician in Cyberverse than we have before. So that was nice. But it's never actually stated who his second in command is for Cyberverse. So I guess a lot of people probably theorize it was Prowl or it was Jazz. It's just never actually stated. Obviously, we know Starscream, as always, was Megatron's second in command. And then, of course, he betrayed Megatron. He became power hungry, became a lunatic, created these absolutely adorable scraplets, so at least I think they are anyway. And he was using the power of the Allspark after having witnessed what Cheetor could do with it. He was abusing that power. And he manipulated Jetfire, who, like G1 Skyfire, could be gullible. He was just that gullible, into basically hoping that Jetfire's rivalry with Skybite would climax in the defeat and destruction of the leaders of each of the two factions, and then that way Starscream could come in and have them all bow to him. That was his plan, and it wasn't a bad plan as far as Starscream's schemes actually go, but it did end up backfiring on him in the end, as they all do. And the rivalry with Skybite is just ridiculous. They are. This Skybite's actually shown to be actually a more formidable warrior than his RID 2001 counterpart was, but they both still share the trait of their love for poetry, and he talks in poem constantly. Jetfire his personality is probably a little more remnant of Armada Jetfire. He's cocky, he's confident, but he talks a little bit like Skybite. He doesn't talk in poem, but he's just got that sort of he's just got that sort of way of talking, I guess. And I think by the time Cybertron was set free and they'd started rebuilding, I think he actually had become Prime second in command by then, and was given blanket authority to make decisions, so that he wasn't constantly coming and harassing Optimus. He was just trying to help with the repairs and just try to have some peace and quiet. He just, he gave that trust to Jetfire, so Jetfire would leave him alone for a while, and yeah, so I think I don't know if he was always Prime second or if that became a thing later on, but he did seem to be. But we'll never know. They never actually said, and it was just, never explained. But hey, maybe we'll find out in season 4 or the TV movies. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. My sinuses haven't been kind to me recently, so that's why I sound the way I do. But oops. You can see he's got really nice detailing on his face, and even though a lot of it's not painted, he does have nice detailing on his wings, and obviously he's got, very hollow legs. But there's his booster pack, like his G1 counterpart. Of course, the nose cone that makes up his chest, like most flyers. And transforming him's relatively easy. Most of these guys are, first you want to bring up the nose cone till it's like that, and then you'll flip the right part out of it and it'll click into place. You're going to fold this bit down with his head on it so it'll sit like that. And you're going to come around here and you're going to raise up the booster pack. You're going to slide this entire thing around, like so. And you're going to bring the booster pack back down. And then you're going to swing the legs up. Now you actually got to hold this part here and push it forward. And that'll allow the legs to tab into these two parts here. At least it should. Obviously you want to fold his little footsie heels back. Then the arms are just going to swing around. Yeah, I've done something wrong. My bad. Hadn't quite pushed it far enough. You want to have it so it looks like that. And then his arms will just come up and they'll tab onto this bit right here. And there you have it. Now obviously because he's small, he's going to have a lot more junk hanging off the bottom of him, but overall the aesthetic of him is quite pleasing. I think, for what it is and the size of him, they haven't done too bad of a job. And he does obviously come with a gimmick, but it's easier to show in robot mode, which I probably should have done before I transformed him. But I'm not leaving him in his alt mode anyway. unlike most heels, these aren't actually too hard to flip out, thankfully. You want to fold this back in before you pull it over, so that it will click back into place. Now, these are supposed to just flip up on their own, but I haven't figured that part out yet. But if you just want to do it manually, there's these two little parts here. And what'll happen is you'll bring them up, push them on his shoulder, and that will activate his gimmick. Which I think was called Sky Surge from memory. Something like that. But yeah, we saw him, I want to say part of the way through season 2, and then I wouldn't say regularly in season 3, but more than we saw some other characters. I don't think, no, we did actually see him at the start of season 3 as well. He was the one helping RC to confuse the absolute crap out of Starscream. So if you want a cheap, easy to get version of Jetfire, and you can't afford the Siege version or one of the many third-party versions, this isn't a bad version of him to get. Is it perfect? No, not by any stretch of the imagination. But for what it is, it's not bad, and it's a fairly accurate representation still of how he looks, both in G1 and in Cyberverse. So he's, a nice, cheap, small alternative if you don't want that big Siege Jetfire or a third-party one like I think Valkyrie, I think his name is. So yeah, it's up to you. It depends on what you're looking for. I just like Jetfire. He has become one of my favorites since I saw the old Jetfire in Revenge of the Fallen. But Armada Jetfire would probably be my favorite version of him. So honestly, it comes down to personal preference and what it is you're actually looking for. So choice is up to you. In the meantime, that's it. So remember to be kind to each other, stay safe, and don't forget to smile, because you are beautiful and you are unique, and you should own that. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.